Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you like the content, or you simply like to hear me talk, or you like to hear me scream during cold showers, please feel free to subscribe, like the content, leave a comment if you like as well. And let's get on right to the topic. So I did take a cold shower just about 20 minutes ago, and I tell you what, it was the first cold shower that I took in about 4 months, and man, the shock it provides to your body is absolutely immense. So I was doing a little bit of research about this, and I came across this NCBI article. And within the abstract, it showed that the following evidence appears to support the hypothesis that exposure to cold is known to activate the sympathetic nervous system and increase the blood level of beta endorphins and noradrenaline to increase synaptic release of noradrenaline in the brain as well. Right? So, as some of you guys may or may not know, depending on how familiar you are with biology, the sympathetic nervous system is basically your fight or flight response system. And that's essentially what is getting activated when you take a cold shower, right? And this kind of thing, when I was doing the research, this is the type of thing, of course, when you talk about fight or flight response, it's a great way for your body to detect danger. Additionally, it talks about high density cold receptors in the skin. So within the skin, we do have a lot more cold receptors than we have warm or hot receptors, right? Because there are, I believe, 4 or 5 different skin receptors. There's cold, like the pain cold, there's like cool, then we have warm, and then there's hot, right? The sort of pain sensation of hot. And
so I just wanted to make a clarification. There are indeed 2 types of what are called thermoreceptors, and then there are subcategories within those type of thermoreceptors. The 2 primary ones that we're dealing with are TRPM8 and TRPV1 or TRPV2. And so a lot of what you get with the cooling sensation is the activation of TRPM8, and that tends to be in a higher density within your skin cells.
One of the things that it talks about here is a cold shower is expected to send an overwhelming amount of electrical impulses from the peripheral nerve endings to the brain, which can result in antidepressive effect, essentially meaning that this type of treatment could clinically be used to treat depression, right? So this in itself I find absolutely fantastic. Of course, there needs to be significantly more research about this, a little more rigorous study in order to state that cold showers do indeed provide treatment for depression, right? And so, of course, I don't have depression. At least I don't believe I have depression. I really don't think so. In fact, I'm just going to say for a fact, I definitely don't have depression. But there are a lot of people that do, and I'm sure you know a lot of people that perhaps are experiencing depression right now, unfortunately. But I will tell you this right now, this is definitely one of the hardest things to try to personally force yourself into. But I do have, because I haven't done a cold shower in so long, I decided, hey, let's record a video, see what happens, and see how I feel, right? Definitely one of the things that I found very beneficial was just the amount of endorphins that you feel after, just a great sense of, and that's what it says here, is that there is a beta endorphin, which if I search up right now, beta endorphins is something that's released within the peripheral nervous system to help relieve pain. And as someone who's, on my feet constantly, especially putting a lot of miles into running, that kind of thing is going to cause a lot of pain. So having those type of endorphins could perhaps speed up my recovery, hypothetically, based on what it says here. Which is one of the reasons why ice baths exist for a reason. It releases those endorphins within your system, and helps you provide that sort of physiological sense of relief. And it, of course, helps in reducing inflammation and things like that. So let's look at the reaction, shall we? And hey, look, I only did it for about 1.5 minutes or so. I made sure I got my body wash on me, I got my shampoo in my hair and everything. So I went and prepared because the idea was that I probably wasn't going to last too long in the shower, which is totally understandable when it's not something you're used to. So enjoy the video and let me know what you guys think of this sort of reaction. Shit! Oh my god! Fuck, breathe. Breathe. Oh man, fuck me, man. Okay. Oh, I see the fucking bullet. Oh shit. Damn it. Shit. Damn it. Okay. Almost done, man. Let's get it done. I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, man. Okay. Man, okay. Oh my god, in my head. In my head. Oh shit. Oh my god. I was probably in there for like a minute and a half. I feel like so long. Oh man. That is brutal. That is terrible. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh man. Oh man. You want to talk about fight or flight, man. I feel like it doesn't help because my hair retains all the cold water, so it's just like my body's in a state of fight or flight. Oh man, well, I needed that though, man. Like, man. My legs have felt like garbage the last couple days, so I think honestly, this is the best. I needed this desperately, but oh man, oh that was tough. I hated that. I hated that so much, but man, you want to talk about euphoria that you feel after, even though that was only like a minute and a half, whatever, man. Like, hey, I still feel clean. Putting all the soap beforehand definitely helped, but it's like, man, man, and that's the thing. You can't think. You literally cannot think. When you do something like this, and I'm gonna do a video. Oh, there's still some shampoo in my hair. Damn it. When you do something like this, you can't think. You sometimes, as a man, right? There are gonna be situations where you're put in a situation. Let me rephrase that. There are gonna be situations where you need to respond fast. And there might be situations where either your own life depends on it or someone else's life depends on it. It may be someone you deeply care about, right? Sometimes you just don't have time to think, right? You just don't have the time. Rather, the best way I can put this is, the more you think, the greater risk you put yourself at, right? And that's your fight or flight response is kicking in. And that's the feeling you get as you start to approach a situation like this, like a cold fucking shower, you get into it right away, right? It literally activates the fight or flight mechanisms within your body. And man, it makes you be like, that's one of the things that makes you be in the present moment. You think about nothing else but this, right? I meditated about 10 minutes right before this. And so the thing that the person who is talking during the meditation thing was talking about, as I'm trying to like train myself to better meditate, was that you got to learn to be in the present moment. Putting yourself in situations where you are more so in the present moment like this, I can tell you from what I just felt, it definitely helps.